Divine feminine energy. Air wrapping my hair. An interiors piece. My birthday outfit. Textile art. Get in. Sexy red to seduce yourself. There is just something about a silky slip that just feels like a power move. Like there's truly something unstoppable about a woman that chooses to start her day in a silky satin. Guys, I got this little hand fan, 3 speeds, to dry my skincare off in between layers. Game changing week, so cute. Finished my Burt's Bees face oil, so this is a new one that I'm trying. I usually start the vlogs like this, like mid routine. I thought I would just kind of take you along from the start of my day. Divine feminine energy. I love doing videos like this that kind of have a topic intertwined with my regular vlog stuff. It's a topic I've sprinkled out throughout my content, especially like post breakup. Often I get the comment like, oh, this came at the perfect time. So I listen to my gut. I feel like my gut is very in tune with the collective consciousness of my audience. I've never really done a dedicated video to it, and I'm hoping it's something I can just send out as a resource for people that DM me in the future. Also need to check my Instagram at some point and answer some of your questions on the topic. Yeah, something about this week just felt right to make this video, so hopefully it's relevant, and if not helpful now, helpful in the future. Let's just make the damn video and see where we end up, shall we? I never shoot from this angle. So what ended up happening is I got a call that another package came, which is actually the package I wanted to get today, so I ended up running out of a croissant for lunch on the way, and then I just felt like manky once I got back. Like my hair was just a little too greasy, so I've showered and already made a start on air wrapping my hair. I really feel like I've gotten to grips with how I like styling my hair with this now. I want to know how to do the whole thing though, like how I've done it thus far. I do have an Instagram tutorial, and I did it over there because it's bookmarkable. It's very hard to find things on YouTube videos. Just these bits to go. My curtain bangs are actually getting a little long. However, it still looks good. I usually also use the smaller barrel for the front sections, but I'm feeling a bit lazy today and I don't want it as done looking, so I'm just using the regular medium barrel. I'll be holding the barrel very parallel to the crease in my hair, and then at the end I'm just going to angle it slightly to get a bit more of a lift at the root, because I personally like that. I don't like my bangs to be like flat. I like them to kind of sit off my forehead. I end up with a really curly piece like this. It gives the best swoop, like whoosh. Just play with it and trust the process a little bit. But yeah, I am a fan. Main reason I like it is I have a lot of hair, like a lot of hair. I have enough hair for 2 or 3 people, and I can do my whole head in 10 minutes now. It would take me 30 to 40 minutes usually, and I would be sweating by the end of it, and this just doesn't feel like as laborious at all. Before we go any further, I'm starving, so I am going to make something nice with this little croissant that I bought at the bakery on the way home from my second nail run. Taking a fancy to making an iced mocha, so unsweetened almond milk, because as you saw I like to sweeten my coffee myself. And you know what, I've never frothed this, so let's froth it. Is that past the max line? You know what I hate about these, you can never see where the max line is. It's so faint. I have to feel around for it. Oh, a little too high. Okay, cold froth on. Ooh. Oh yeah, I all know you're here for the money shot. Don't spill it, don't spill it. Yes, get in. Ooh. Showing myself some love today. A recreation of a filled croissant cave coffee shop did, but they closed. Cheese, like melted crappy cheese, a hard-boiled egg, mine is still nice and jammy. Then, because it's end of summer tomato season, an heirloom tomato, and then spicy mayo. It kind of sounds like an odd combo, but in a buttery croissant. So good. We got some parcels. I've just been very inspired to kind of update my style. I don't know if it's a seasonal thing or what, but it's very relevant to the topic. So the question box that I put on Instagram really helped in terms of giving me prompts for the rest of this video, because once you give me a prompt, like, I can talk all day. I'm gonna be tackling those throughout this video, like I may have mentioned. Probably says divine feminine energy in the title. I've obviously referred to that so far in the video. I use that term because that's the term that's familiar to me, and it's also the term that I know most of you will recognize. That being said, throughout this video, I'm going to refer to it as much as yin yang energy as much as I can, because here's the thing about divine masculine and divine feminine, is just an interpretation of a wider concept. It's a motif for the symbolism behind polarity, duality. It's just meant to represent the opposite energies found within nature and our lives. Different cultures have different names, different terms, but at some point throughout history, definitely in Western culture, I think those opposites got the alternative names divine feminine and divine masculine. Which is something that's constantly changing, but it is true. It doesn't really make sense to use a gender related term for something that isn't actually related to gender at all. There can be a lot of confusion, because leaning into your divine feminine doesn't mean acting more like a woman, and leaning into your divine masculine doesn't mean acting more like a man. However, language is very important, and I think to confuse everyone less, I'll refer to it as yin energy. I think we can all agree that there's definitely opposite forces of energy working in this universe. Always need the duality. I'm going to break it down in a really simple example to kind of differentiate how yin energy might feel versus yang energy. A yin energy is that kind of desire to be inspired, to play. I wonder what that trend would look like on me. The yang energy then comes in with its planning and its execution. So you're exerting yang energy when you're researching different styles, when you're shopping different websites, and when you actually purchase the item that you need. There you have it, you need both. The capitalist structure works. It doesn't really work in favor for anybody to really have that balance. We all feel that. That is just the structure in which we live. Everyone, but women like myself in particular, can feel themselves constantly in planning mode, constantly in like, I have to get this done. Thank God the girl boss era is dead, but that is a prime example. Natural aspects of my personality, I feel very easily into my yang energy. And my yin energy is what I have been learning so hard to lean into well over my mid-20s, before I was even aware of the fact that I was operating so much in my yang energy, and how unbalanced I felt, and therefore how much unhappiness I felt. I didn't know how to, like, I didn't have anyone to show me until I had like a super yin friend to kind of like change my whole perspective. So, hey Ruth, if you're watching, taught me how to harness the power of yin energy. One of the questions on Instagram was, how do you get in touch with your yin energy? Like, what activities can you put into practice aside from dancing that make you feel really connected to it? Definitely refer to dancing by myself as a way that I've personally really gotten in touch with myself. Like, that's why I like going to raves sober sometimes by myself, because I just love to dance, and I love to dance with other people, and it's an activity that makes me feel really embodied in myself. It really makes me want to take ownership. I would put on some music when I'm feeling stiff and tight, and I will stand in front of the mirror and I will dance by myself, and I will notice where I'm stiff, where I want to bring some more fluidity into my body, and what makes me feel kind of like sexy in that moment. The problem with that is I never really explained why that activity is so helpful to me. The words are flowing, they finally come to me. I feel like such a big key. You have to learn to seduce yourself. I think that is the most accurate description that I can come up with. Neglect the things that we truly find attractive. What are the things that make you feel really embodied in your soul, in your spirit, even if it's things you haven't tried before, people you admire or people you even envy. Like, always like a cool girl muse that's in my mind, and I'm like, wow, like I don't want her life, I don't want to be her, but there's elements of her life that I feel like would be really in line with mine. Seducing yourself is really just finding what those things are, giving them a shot, giving them the time of day, and bringing as much aligned things into your reality as possible. That is what is going to make you feel so embodied in your own soul and spirit, because once that change begins to happen, everything changes. How you look, what you like, the friends you associate with, because you begin to know yourself through knowing what you want and what you like. Are we supposed to know what we want and like if we don't play, if we don't try things, if we don't actively seek these opportunities? For me, seducing myself often looks like creating a life that appeals to my senses. It fits my makeup, my hair, my environment. Okay, let's try on some clothes, shall we? Particularly excited for this package from Argo. An interiors piece, an Irish designer actually. I've been talking about kind of giving the place a little bit of a zhuzh. You guys know I love design, I love technical process, so when I heard that it was an Irish designer doing cool things with 3D printing and 3D design, I was like, yes. Ooh, look at it. Look at it. Let's get it in the light. Oh, almost a pearlescent surface texture. I've been looking for something new to put on this coffee table. I really want to switch up this vibe. I am in love. Anyone's wondering, you can get it on Essence. I cheated with this one, but a brand that I've actually bought from before reached out and asked me did I want to pick some pieces from their lookbook. And I said yes. It's been a very good month. This is actually a great example. We're pulling in that abundance without even thinking about it, because when we're in this energy, all the time the brands that reach out to me are not brands that I would wear. Source unknown. I don't know if they're Korean, but I know pretty much all of their, like, it's definitely sourced from Korea. I got are so good. I'm actually surprised it all fit because they never asked me the size. They just gave me a lookbook, I picked pieces and they sent them out. So thankfully everything fit. I got this kind of olive green top, super cool. I don't know if I'm gonna try this one on for you guys because I already wore it on Instagram, but I'm so glad these fit because I nearly bought them from the Frankie shop. The Frankie shop also stocked them. I think they are already sold out, I'm not gonna lie. God, that is this is a very shortening angle for me. But yeah, they're so good. What a nice take on the fold over waist situation. Oh guys, one of these two are gonna be my birthday outfit for next month, like my birthday top. The one that I initially thought was gonna be the birthday top, but I know it's a top that I'm gonna wear a lot. Like, I'm not someone who just like buys things for one occasion. Found this gorge Canadian like independent designer. I mean, I love when I find something that I adore but also supports a designer maker. She makes everything herself. Whew, not gonna lie, it's a little tight. But I think we can make it work. It's giving bustier without actually having any boning in it. It's like stitched in such a way that's very supportive, like boned corsets, but not actually. Initially I saw it when it was like a light linen fabric, but I thought that this olivey, khaki, oatmeal-y would be better on my skin tone. It wasn't too bad getting it on by myself, but yes, it's definitely a little tight in this area. A contender number one for my birthday, and no, I'm not gatekeeping because who really cares? Wrong pants, wrong trousers. However, this came in as an unexpected second contender. Obsessed with this brand that I found called Dress. I think it's Spanish, I don't know how to pronounce it, but like all of their summer collection was on sale and there was just so much good stuff. I ended up getting it on sale at Shopbop because there was a bigger sale on there. The little bit of side boob. You see the vision. Oh, I love it. This one might be the winner. What do you guys think? Simple Linen or Eternal Sunshine? Because I butchered it here. This is the brand. First, I always save the best for last. Hope Macaulay, if you are watching this, I love you. Seriously, you are all going to die for what is in this box. It's actually really heavy, which just reinforces the quality of what I'm about to show you. Like, this is not clothing. This is literal textile art. Hope, the designer, actually follows me and she watches the vlog. She really kindly offered to let me choose this piece. In this video, I've been a very lucky gal. I think you're doing incredible things. She's a Northern Irish designer. It's obviously very close to my heart because I studied fashion design in Northern Ireland in Belfast for 3+ years. Like, anyone that works in design knows how hard it is to break into the industry. So this is the vibe. We love to see it. So I chose a piece called the Colossal Knit Jacket. Guys, this is taking me right back to my knit days. Oh, look at the colors. No joke, these are heavy. High street could never. It's so funny because I had pinned these types of garments on my Pinterest, and then this whole like kind of mini collab came along. Who is she? This would be such a good piece for Fashion Week. Oh my goodness, it's definitely not like a casual everyday piece. It is very heavy. It is thick. I mean, it could be, just definitely not for right now because it's still 27 degrees outside. Hope if you're watching, thank you so much for sending this out. I try my best not to talk about clothes and get super passionate, but I just can't help it. Oh, one more thing that came in the mail. I designed a little notebook. What was last week was just to finalize it and send it in for prototype drafts to get back some changes, but gorgeous sturdy box is the new Lover Sunday release. To call it merch because I think it's a lot nicer than merch, but yeah, I don't have full design control over these products. I just get to kind of design how they look. You know how my summers are spent in the park, taking notes, daydreaming, manifesting. So this is my Love Notes Lover Sunday inspired notebook. She's dotted, she's easy to throw in the bag, not too heavy. If you're wondering why it looks kind of hand drawn, that's because it is. Just by hand on an art night with my boyfriend, like a paint and cocktails night I had like months ago. For me, I love things that aren't perfect, so it was important that I left in all of the kind of original trace and sketch lines, and it's very hand done, and I wanted it to look like that because it's personal to me. It's something I feel like I've designed with my hands for you. Just feel like I'm imbuing every single one of these. I'm putting out the intent there that it brings out your creative energy. I also had a beautiful watercolor paper texture printed on here, but it's coming up too faint and it's a little too white for me, and that is why we do prototypes. I'm gonna do a very, very, very pale pink and then have this logo, and I think it will be a lot stronger of a design. It's not going to be super girly, hopefully. If you're crying out for the white though, drop us an email and I'll get one out to you. I feel like a traveling salesman right now, but I'm just really I'm really proud of these. I also forgot, like, I don't mention this often, but I do have stickers. One of my Lover Sunday stickers onto your own notebook. These vinyl stickers are great. These are the 3x3. You can find everything loversunday.com, link in description. This idea when I was just playing with my paints and my pencils was yin energy. Funnily enough, I'm so in my yin energy now, I actually had to really pull my yang energy through in order to get this over the line, to bring it into Procreate, to put it in the right file format, for it to be physically now going from an idea to a reality. Wow, it seems like a lot of the questions you guys had are so intertwined. Like, I feel like I've answered a bunch of them by only addressing one. It seems like everyone's on a very similar wavelength. We harness this divinity. I definitely grew up with the headspace being like, everything is hard. You have to work super hard for everything, and you have to break your back to be successful or for good things to happen to you. Look at other people, other women, and you're just like, wow, they seem to just sit back and they just seem lucky. They just seem like they know the right people and their whole lives are taken care of. And these are people that are usually so in their yin energy, and how to harness it has definitely undone a lot of the yang programming that I just, for whatever reason, felt inherently more comfortable with, that I exercised more growing up. So an affirmation that's been undoing a lot of that thought process within me. Getting up in the morning and just saying to myself, wow, I am so lucky, and like acting as if it's the truth. You transport yourself into a thought dimension where you are in fact a lucky person and good things do in fact happen to you. That excitement generated is actually the energy that you need to attract that abundance into your life. It's not the things that you're thinking about, it's the excitement generated. So for me, waking up and saying things like that, it automatically, it's like you're putting yourself into a reality in which good things do happen to you. Followed by an affirmation that's like, the universe has my back. Actually quite a hard thing to do because it doesn't feel humble, but I'm telling you, once you start doing it and you sink back into that energy, you think about it, you're starting your day on such a good note. You're starting your day as if it's a plot with only happy endings. It's just a wonderful frequency to start your day in, and just a great state of being to move through the rest of your day, and eventually good shit does start happening. When it comes to the topic of abundance, for example, yin and yang can be applied, with yin being the attracting energy, like you seduce that abundance towards you through your state of being, through knowing that it will come to you. You don't have to do anything more but exist in your state of frequency of attraction. You don't have to do anything more but exist in your state of frequency of attraction. Whereas abundance and yang energy is more about chasing that abundance, which is what I'm familiar with for most of my life. You can make things happen both ways. Well, would you look at what the cat dragged in? This day just keeps getting better and better. Anyone learning anything from this video yet? That was an affirmation in itself. God, I know, I'm insufferable. Anyways, this is a nice surprise. I've been asking for this ladder from my super for like a whole week. It's the end of the week. I requested it because the spirit of me updating my space, I want to hang a light fixture, which also came, and I'm concerned. So I saw this TikTok of a girl saying her ass disappears when she wears low-waisted pants, and I definitely agree, because I've got a decent butt, but I literally look like I have the flattest ass. What concerns me is that the light fixture will be as wide as the box. I'm hoping that it's just padding around the sides. Now, I did want a big light fixture, like definitely a statement, but this might be too much of a statement. Hopefully this won't all be fruitless, but while I do this, let's answer another question. This person, like, I don't have enough context from what she means by the words. She says, the whole mentality, I'm so masculine in thoughts, clothes and actions, I feel lost, confused. It's a bit more of a deeper issue. Like those things that I mentioned can definitely activate and help embody that yin energy in your everyday. But if you're really feeling down about it and really feeling lost and confused like this person is, then you have to make time to go within. Of reflecting, it's a lot of sitting down and spending time with yourself and getting back in touch with your being. Mindful practices are a great way also to get in touch with yourself. The other stuff is very superficial, but if you really want to get deep about it, like when you see me going to the park, spending hours reading, taking time out for myself to do something that I love, like working on a hobby, things that help me ground and get more in tune with myself, spend less time out here and more time in here. Back to your grounding rituals and routines like meditation. I know it's really hard, but I actually did a video on meditation as an absolute, like, someone who's allergic to the thought of meditation, and now I still do it. Like, it's months on and I listen to meditations every night before I go to bed. You know, journaling, going outside, grounding yourself, spending time in nature, finding time to connect with your breath, and just becoming very aware of the smallest incremental feelings in your body and where you're holding pain. I put my meditation playlist in the description below. It's just a saved list of all of my favorite meditations, and I'm always updating it. And I will also leave a video on trauma releasing and emotional release stretch videos. Editing Sweet Tara coming to you because I forgot kind of an important tidbit that I didn't want to leave out. I don't know, I meant to include it and then I just got distracted, I guess. Aside from the things that I mentioned that are, I think, internal, I think it's also important to expand your external world, seeking out environments and people, and also within your relationships, that just helps me want to cultivate it more within myself, just by, you know, you are what you surround yourself with, I guess, in a lot of ways. Become more self-aware of when you're feeling an imbalance. You can then do something about it. Sometimes the plan of action is asking for help, and if it's like within your relationships, for example, I'm not shy to ask my partner what it is I need. I have a really hard time letting people do nice things for me, because I think a lot of hyper independent women who are hyper independent to a fault, it can be really hard to just not do it yourself. It's important to know that even if you feel like you would do a job better by doing it yourself, letting someone else do it for you if they have offered. First of all, relinquishing of control is very important. It's something I've definitely made strides in, because I definitely used to be a control freak. Sitting back and letting them do it for you is incredible yin energy. And even if they haven't offered. For me, if I've had a really busy month or really busy week where I'm planning, executing, feeling that way, I'm able to express it to my partner. So like, you can't expect your partner to read minds. So a lot of the time I'll just be like, when it gets to the weekend, I'm just like, oh, I'm so done with work. Like, can you just, I would love to go out this weekend. Could you plan our weekend? And it gives that person a chance to turn around and be like, okay, no problem. I've booked dinner for 8 p.m. at this time. Just show up. And like, sometimes that's what I need to feel taken care of, to just not think, something to look forward to without planning it myself. Like, that's what really helps me. It can be so uncomfortable if you're not used to it, because it can also lead back to just feeling like you don't deserve to be treated nice, or people don't really want to do nice things for you. But when you are able to sink into it, relax and enjoy, understand that you don't have to feel bad about someone giving to you what you give to everyone else, that is a beautiful yin energy to be in. I feel like this would be satisfying. Okay, I feel like that's not too big. Like, it's big, but like doable. And I thought, why not get my own personal moon? I thought it might be a bit too big for the space, but I want to hang it up here. I haven't got like a pipe up here, which is, I don't want to hear it, okay? Do I care if it's a safety hazard? No, I don't think it will be a problem. I see a lot of my neighbors hanging all sorts of things. Philips Hue bulbs. I've never had one of these before. It's very annoying that you have to buy a pack of 2 because they're very expensive. Thought about getting the knockoffs, but then didn't because I really wanted to work well. I don't mind it being too big because I think playing with scale is interesting. I'm very glad I didn't go for the smaller size now. Okay, after a bit of wrestling, didn't take much. We got her up. It works. The bulbs are actually so easy. I thought they'd be a faff because they're Bluetooth, but they connected straight away. Oh, it's plugged in. Can we get a drum roll, please? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Oh! Kind of just do like cooler toned light, warmer toned light, and just like change the vibe, change the mood. We can do a little orange, little sexy red, anyone? So many things like this that I plan to do in the vlogs, and it never makes the cut. Like, I'll film the whole thing and then one component will be off or missing and the whole idea will just fall apart. It's come together. Good job, team. Is it giving abducted by aliens? I am happy with the discussions that were had with myself today. I hope you enjoyed coming along for them. Sometimes I don't trust myself, because anytime when it comes to talking about tools that can be used for self-growth, personal development, whether it's astrology or whatever it is that I'm into, my opinions are constantly changing on those things. But I've learned to know that it's okay if my opinion changes, and I can update as I go along. Videos are kind of a time capsule of where I am in my own journey. We're much further or wiser on that journey, props to you, but I think most of my audience is on a similar journey than I am. I ended up jotting down a thought which I felt like would be a good way to end this video, I guess, and a good way to start my journal. To understand your power as somebody that can harness divine energy is to learn how to navigate moving fluidly back and forth between the two energies. It is the ability to develop a sense of awareness that allows you to recognize which one you need to be in to do what you'd like to do and feel how you'd like to feel in any given moment. Through repetition, it is the training of the muscle that allows you to learn how to adapt so that you don't feel stuck. Whew, I'm wrecked. I don't know how it came across, but I feel like I gave a lot of myself in today's video. Like, it's one thing shooting all day, but I really made this video with intent and love. It reaches the people that it needs to reach. Anything I ever talk about, take what resonates, take what you feel like is helpful, and leave the rest if it just is non-applicable. I hope you get excited for your week. I know Mercury is in retrograde. You knew I wasn't gonna leave this video without touching on the astrology, but no better time to lean into your yin energy. It's very appropriate. It's not a time for doing or trying to force things over the line or try and push projects forward at the time of reflection and sitting back. I think I've learned to navigate the energy quite well by just staying out of everyone and everything's way, being a little bit in hermit mode. Sure, I choose my words carefully, not getting mixed up in miscommunications or unnecessary arguments, you know, the usual. Unfortunately, I've not avoided the tech side of it because my laptop has to go into the Apple store for a battery. But if that's all I have to deal with, I will consider myself relatively unscathed. If you've been feeling very heavy or very off, very sad, just very stressed, very upset, whatever it is, know that we are all in this together. If you have any friends that you feel like could benefit from tapping into some of this divine yin energy, feel free to share the link around. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all, as always, for spending your time with me. Have a wonderful week. Mwah.